Good evening. Welcome to Studio Tenn Talks. I am Patrick Cassidy. I'm the Artistic Director for Studio Tenn. It is so great to be here. This is our October show. We now do the show once a month because guess what? We're back into productions. I'm meeting designers. We're in production meetings. It has been unbelievable. It's so exciting. I've got so much to talk about. It has been an incredible month to get where we are today. We have a really great show for you tonight in that about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I had the pleasure of doing my first equity show in a long, long time. The Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera in Pittsburgh was Van Kaplan, who's a good friend, had been that extraordinary man running that company for a long, long time, had asked me for his send-off and for the 75th anniversary to join an elite group of talent that was at that event. And we have that talent and those people here with us tonight. This is a co-pro, look at that, Broadway musical celebration of the 75 years of the Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera. We actually got to do this performance. Well, I'm gonna let the executive producer for the Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera join us right now. Please welcome Mr. Mark Fleischer.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Mark. How are you, pal?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm good. Welcome to the show. It's so good to see you. You are so handsome. You should be an actor.
You grew a beard in since I saw you last.
I did. I thought it's about time. We're getting ready for fall. You know, I want to get my Halloween costume together. I'm thinking about Moses, one of those people. Welcome to the show, man. It's so great. It's so great to see you. And I have to bring on the host of that evening. I thought we talked with the three of us for a few minutes. Well, this man is an American singer. He's a television personality. He is an actor. He is a political candidate. We're going to talk about that, and an activist. Clay Aiken finished in second place on the second season of American Idol in 2003, and his debut album, Measure of a Man, went to multi-platinum. Please welcome the incredible talent of Mr. Clay Aiken.
You've got all those things in there. You didn't mention loser one time. You missed out on several opportunities to get that in there.
It doesn't go with your name. Welcome to the show, Clay.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Hey, Mark.
Hey there. So I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to start with you, Mark. Tell us about the 75th. Explain it to our audience. It was the most extraordinary thing. Tell us about it, how it came to be.
Well, yeah, thank you. So like most theaters, the COVID shut down the Pittsburgh CLO. We had to cancel our 2020 season. And when it came to 2021, that was our 75th anniversary. And we were really determined to not cancel, to do something to celebrate, not only, as you said, our history, but also Van Kaplan, the executive producer and CEO, who was retiring, to make sure there was something worthy of that. And so we looked around and we decided what was the other thing that is more Pittsburgh than the Pittsburgh CLO, and we went with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we started having conversations with Heinz Field and the Steelers and Art Rooney Jr. to see if we could do our shows there. And they actually said yes. It has to be one of the craziest things I think I've ever produced. But we did our show in the end zone of Heinz Field with audience members in the stands. We utilized cameras to catch up close-up. Oh, there's a picture of it. So you can see there were 107 tables on the field. It was really a special event. And, you know, we hadn't done outdoor theater in a long time. Pittsburgh CLO started outdoors under the stars at Pitt Stadium in 1946. So it was really great to return to that experience and really just to give the community a chance to come together. We'd had so much isolation and so much need to be around each other and to use our art form as a way to do that. And you, Patrick, and Clay, and many others we're going to talk to answered the call to come to Pittsburgh and celebrate this incredible organization in a way that I don't think, like, I have to say that probably was a better 75th anniversary celebration than we ever would have had we been in a normal year. So there's some silver lining to all this.
Here. And before we talk about Clay coming out, because I know Clay hosted it, so we're going to show a nice little video presentation of that evening, of the rehearsal period, and various interviews from some of our stars. So take a look at this.
It is so thrilling to get to be back on stage, particularly in this context, outside on an amazing, famous football field with just really wonderful performers.
PCLO brought me in to perform in American in Paris, excerpts of it. And yeah, it's pretty incredible what they are putting together.
It's a beautiful show that highlights a lot of the shows that came through PCLO.
We're also doing a Mamma Mia medley, which is going to be really fun. I've never done Mamma Mia before, but it's super fun. It's a big party. And yeah, it's going to be like a big celebration.
I wanted to be a part of this production because CLO has been a part of my life since I was 5 years old. To be able to celebrate the company and its 75th year, I'm so happy to be here to celebrate it with them.
AIKEN is hosting a lot of amazing performers who have graced the Benningham stage. Will be returning, and we'll get to sing all of our favorite songs from the Broadway canon.
And there were more songs than Mamma Mia. Clay, so tell us, how did you get Clay? How did you get Clay Aiken to host this thing?
Well, Clay, like everyone.
I can't get Clay to call me back. How did you get him to host
look,
this?
Clay, like everyone on that stage, is an alum of Pittsburgh CLO. And Clay, the year before, had been our teen angel in Greece. And really was such a special company member, not just his talent, but just being a member of an honorary Pittsburgher. And so we were able to, I just asked him to come back and host, and we're glad he said yes. I don't know if I had to twist his arm or whatever, but he showed up. So, as he has many times for us already. So
no twisting necessary to come to Pittsburgh. But I mean, when you think about, we were talking about Heinz Field. I mean, when you think about a football field, immediately you think of Clay Aiken, I'm sure. Right? It just was an obvious fit, right?
Clay, I was actually blown away by. I knew who you were. Obviously, I knew your voice, incredible singer. I know your career and stuff, but I had no idea you were so gifted at being a host. I mean, that's not an easy.
Neither did I.
I was hoping that you would get your own game show after that.
I told you, Patrick. The key is just not caring. I mean, not just. It was fun and everybody was having fun, and the whole purpose of the show was for people to relax and get to enjoy performing again, get to enjoy watching performances again, and everyone who was in the cast was just having a great time being back on stage. And that's sort of exactly what I did too. It wasn't just your first show in a year. It was my very first show myself, since I had done Grease the year prior, or 2 years prior. And so it was just an opportunity to have fun, and everybody sort of let their hair down. And the people who were on the stage, the alums from CLO, were all so freaking talented at what they did that watching them on stage, we had people come back. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who's joining us later. Jackie Burns, who's so incredibly good at what she does, and her voice is amazing. And she came back and she sang a song that she sang, how many hundreds of times on Broadway. And Robbie Fairchild came back and did, his Tony-nominated role from American in Paris. So people were doing what they felt most comfortable with, and I was up there doing something that I didn't really know how to do. So I just thought, I'm just going to pretend I'm confident here. We
have a couple things. First of all, we have a little clip of you doing something that you used to do, or maybe did do. So let's.
Lord, did we get approval on whatever this is?
It's a Broadway clip.
Oh Lord!
Take a look.
God.
That's it, get tired.
grief. Oh my gosh, I got tired watching that. That was an exhausting. That was an exhausting performance every single night.
Unbelievable. Now, what's just for our audience? What's the title of that song from Spamalot?
Oh my God, it's been 15 years. You won't succeed on Broadway if you don't have any Jews.
That's exactly right.
Which tends to be the case. I don't know if that would play nowadays, but it was an incredible opportunity to do that. I actually, the woman who played first of all, that looked like a bootleg video. I got to be honest with you. So someone's coming after Patrick. But the lady who played the Lady of the Lake in Spamalot while I was in it with me just won the Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series this past week. So now I'm like, I'm even more honored to have been in that production. It's like a big deal. Hannah Waddingham was in that show with me.
You were great. It was great when Julie, our producer, brought it to me and said, "Oh, we've got to show that." You were wonderful. So good.
That's a blast from the past.
I want to show. Julie, do we have a couple of pictures of Clay from the 75th anniversary? Oh. Let's talk about these outfits. Where did you get these two jackets?
I can barely see the one at the bottom. I think they're both Mr. Turk specials. I still have the one on the very bottom, but I may or may not have allowed that very Liberace-esque looking one to go to one of the very talented young men who was in the cast of the 75th celebration. It's a lot, hey, when you don't have the goods, you have to dress fancy. You know what I'm saying? That's why the hair's pink.
Mark, you put together a fantastic group of people. I mean, you really did. I was blown away watching. I mean, rehearsals were fun and it was fast. I mean, we all get the. But I want to bring on some of the female stars that you brought on in ensemble. They are extraordinary. Jackie Burns appeared on Broadway in the revival of Hair and has played Elphaba in Wicked longer than anyone else in history. Ali Ewald, who I got to sing with, made her Broadway debut in Les Miserables, the revival in 2006, playing Cosette. She also performed on the national and international tours and in the U.S. and regional theater. She became well known as the first Asian American actress to star as Christine Daae in The Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. And Allison Walsh starred in the first national tour of An American in Paris, as well as the original Broadway cast. And she next originated the role of Odetta Olga Romanoff in the Broadway musical Anastasia. Welcome these incredible, talented women. Here they are. Hi, guys.
Hey, just really quick. I'm just the longest running on Broadway. There are other women who have played the role longer than me.
Oh, really? Well, Broadway is pretty good, though. I mean, okay. Thank you for the clarification.
You are the queen.
I appreciate it.
Just on Broadway, you know.
Welcome to the show, Allie. We can't see you. I know Allie's in Hawaii, and I know she's having.
Oh no! Hello from terrible Wi-Fi.
Welcome to the show.
You're not even there.
Allie is on a beach somewhere. Don't lie, Allie. She's chilling on the beach.
No,
we're in the rain.
So, Jackie, tell me about your experience at the 75th. What was it like for you?
Oh my God! Just like Clay, I think it was one of my first things that I did in over a year and a half as well. Oh, there you are, Allie.
There she is.
Hey. Huzzah! And it was just so. I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is one of my favorite places. I just love the city. I love the theater. I love the people. They put on the best productions. It's so fun to go to. And then there I am, just screaming. And then, what are those faces? Can't say I don't have a big mouth. That's for sure.
That's the danger of performing outside. Flies all around, just right into the mouth.
Oh my God, my mouth is so big. Every time I see a picture of it, I'm like, wow, it really is a massive, massive. Oh, yep. Look over there. I'm saying, look at how big my mouth is on the big screen. On the Jumbotron.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, Allie, you're impressed. And then I got to be with Clay, who I did Grease with, which was so fun. And he would drive me home every night. And then we would chit chat in the car for hours. And he'd be like, "Don't your boyfriend's wondering where you are?" And I'm like, "Oh, he could care."
Right.
And then he would wait until I would get in like a true gentleman. And then I got to work with all these amazing women and men that are so, so talented. So to be around, like having the first venture back from COVID in such a safe environment, which was amazing because I was really nervous about coming back. I didn't know what it was going to be and what protocol it was. And it was handled so well, so flawlessly. I felt beyond safe. And then also it was just the most fun atmosphere with like the most genuine people. So it was the loveliest, like welcoming home blanket to come back into theater, I think you could have, you know?
Allie, it was your first time back too, right?
Yeah, I hadn't been I hadn't performed at Pittsburgh CLO since I done West Side Story, like maybe 2008 or so. I kept wanting to come back, and the timing just wasn't right. So I was just so grateful that it worked out, and that I got to, you know, be there with all of you wonderful people. And oh, look, there I am. It's just like I'm at the Paris Opera House, but on stage at Heinz Field.
By the way, I actually got kicked off the show, which probably was rather good. But you took over beautifully, Clay and Jack.
Oh, Patrick, were you gone? Oh, I didn't notice that, Patrick.
I thought it was my moment. I was like, I'm finally getting my own show.
I want to show our viewers, because you guys are such talented ladies. I want to show you guys all little clips from your past careers. Why don't we start with you, Allie Ewald? And I know you're very familiar with this. We said it in your bio, but this is a role that you play very well. Say hello to Allie Ewald. Watch.
Summer's fate, the fruits of summer fate, they come like season, so do we. But please promise me that sometimes
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Allie, that scarfography that you did that one night was real.
Yes. So one night we were trying to rehearse. We were supposed to have some sort of tech on stage, but it was raining. And so the entire company gathered and we did like a run through. And because we had done it so many times and everybody was watching me sing, think of me, and I had a scarf on, I did that whole thing. And then Jackie, of course, got the scarf and did way cooler things with it afterwards. But we had some fun.
And let's show a little clip here of Allison. Take a look at this, Allison.
Allison is dedicated. If you remember as I do, it was 970 degrees outside on Heinz Field while we were out there performing, and Allison would still walk around backstage with, what were they that were around your feet because
my
they needed
giant booties. I mean, Norm Lewis really coveted them. I keep meaning to send him a pair. He said he's size 14.
But they were there to keep your feet warmed up for your performance. And
Yeah.
I mean, of course, all I can think of was, holy crap, how can they not be warm in this, sweltering heat we're in? But this was some commitment that you would be backstage at all times with those booties on, which I too want a pair of now.
That was the clip. That clip was from Anastasia. Is that correct, Allison?
No, that's amazing. Did you get that from my mom? Like,
I called her. Yeah.
Patrick researches.
It was from Ashton Cinderella when I was with the Joffrey Ballet.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, that's amazing that you unearthed that. So I'll have to thank my mom later.
Oh.
It wasn't her.
Tell
I
your
can just
mom
see
we say
Patrick
hi.
right now up in the balcony with his little iPhone bootlegging all these videos for everybody.
Please don't do me. There's bad bootlegs. Do not play a bootleg of me.
Oh no! This is a fantastic bootleg.
No bootleg. No bootleg.
You're going to love it.
Jackie doesn't like it unless it's gone through audio post-production.
That's right.
You sound flawless every time you sing.
Please meet Miss Jackie Burns.
I was gonna kill myself.
And if I am flying so low, at least I am flying free. To those who grab me, take all the tears back from me. Tell them I'm flying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity. I swear I'll match them every and all of us, the wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
Right?
Yes, there was nothing to be embarrassed about there, girl.
Right?
Not at all.
Except for the fact that the whole screen went black at that one moment.
It's like a detached. It's like that Beetlejuice. Remember, like the thing was.
Jackie can unhinge her jaw for her prey.
The talent, guys, I would never. The talent is extraordinary. All of you were that evening. Mark, what was it like? All that talent that night.
Oh, it was amazing. And I also want to say that, this group, I've been joking about that. God really loves musical theater. He just apparently hates dress rehearsals because this group never got a dress rehearsal. We never knew what the lights were going to look like. We spent that entire time. But I have to say, not only for this talent, but of course, Bjork Lee, who put this show together with James Cunningham, our music director, were tremendous to try to bring all this incredible talent into one evening. And, to watch Pittsburgh celebrate itself. I've learned something every time. Pittsburgh really loves Pittsburgh. And we had a great time celebrating not only you guys, but everything that happened. So, oh, look, you've got yours. I got my terrible towel from the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Mark touched on it, but one of the most fascinating things about this particular experience was the fact that we didn't get a dress rehearsal. And why? Because since we were in Heinz Field, I guess, Mark, you might have to explain it more to us because all of us were kind of baffled. We had to cancel our rehearsals because it was lightning somewhere in Ohio or something like that.
If it's 10 miles from the stadium, they have to, you're all standing on this giant metal object. So if it was 10 miles of lightning, and we kept watching, and even the very first show when we did The Wizard of Oz, I glued to like 20 apps of weather on my phone, and got lucky. The rain started on the first night of Wizard of Oz, and I said, it's going to clear. And literally 30 minutes before curtain, the rain went away. So we were really lucky. And again, I think the timing of this closing on July 23rd couldn't have been more special for us, and I appreciate Jackie's comments about the safety and what we were able to do. Laura Hayhurst did an incredible job as our COVID safety officer. It was all new for all of us, but the commitment to get everyone back and on stage, and as Clay said, to entertain people that have been isolated in their homes, I think was really moving. And again, for me, to have all the alumni, that everyone on that stage had been in a CLO show before, meant a lot. And I think added to the magic. And, there was a show behind the scenes too that we never showed anyone, but, watching all of you together was really special.
Well, let's bring on the guys who also had been alumni and were extraordinary talents too. Joe Serafini. Wow, I know Joe. He was a Winthrop for me when I did Music Man. is currently on Disney's High School Musical, the musical, the series. MANU NARAYAN is an American actor, film producer, singer-songwriter, composer, saxophonist, and is currently on Broadway in the revival of Stephen Sondheim's Company. And Robbie Fairchild is an American dancer and actor. He is best known for originating the role of Jerry Mulligan in the musical An American in Paris. And as Munkenstrap in the 2019 film Cats, he was a principal dancer at the New York City Ballet. Please welcome these talented gentlemen. Hey guys.
Hey.
Look at this. It's the Hollywood Squares.
Now I'm the mom in Brady Bunch.
How are you? Hey Manu, how are you? Welcome. I know
Thanks,
you're
Patrick.
doing rehearsals now, right?
Yep, we started rehearsals on Thursday. Really excited. It's quite an energy on Broadway right now, at least in the theater district. All the shows kind of coming back a little bit, and people going from their COVID tests to rehearsals, back to their COVID tests, to the stage door and all of that stuff. So it's really exciting.
Did you get flowers from Bouquet for your rehearsals?
No, I didn't get any flowers.
Uh-oh.
Nice plug.
Oh, Robbie.
Nice plug.
Talk to your
For opening night.
manager. Clay, you didn't send me flowers from Robbie's company, did you?
I was trying to. Robbie said he was going to send them for me.
I didn't get an email.
Tell me. I'll start with you, Joe. I'll start with you. Tell me what shows, each one of you. Tell me what shows that you had done for this for PCLO. What was the show, Joe? What house shows have you done?
Oh my gosh, too many to count. I practically grew up at the CLO. So I did Christmas Carol, Tiny Tim. We did Oliver, Gavroche and Les Mis, Sound of Music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everything. All the child roles under the sun.
And Manu, what about you, Manu?
I did Christmas Carol too, but I did it about 20 years before. I did the first production, Joe.
It was in the very first, 75 years ago.
Yeah, very first, the original, back in London. I did, what else did I do? I did Godspell, I did Fame the Musical, I did Mame, and I did...
Did you play Mame?
No, I played Ito.
Oh, see, I would have come to see it if you had played Mame.
Right, next year, Mark and I are in talk about that.
And Robbie, what did you do?
So I've never actually performed in Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh CLO is one of the main producers for An American in Paris on Broadway, and yeah. So
then the 75th was your first time actually performing in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, first time I'd ever been in Pittsburgh. Period.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I love that city. Oh, there we are.
Look at you and Allison. That is absolutely stunning.
Allison, you're so gorgeous.
Can I get these photos later?
Your mom does them, Allison.
Well, before we get to Robbie, we have a little video of you, so we'll show you a little video from American. This is Robbie Fairchild, everybody.
I've got beginner's luck. The first time that I'm in love with you. Gosh, I'm lucky, I've got beginner's luck. There never was such a smile or such eyes of blue. Gosh, I'm fortunate, this thing we've begun is much more than a pastime. For this time is the one where the first time is the last time. I've got beginner's luck, lucky through and through. For the first time that I'm in love with you.
Wow. Yeah. How
Many moons ago.
many years of dance class, Robbie? How many years?
Oh God, I started when I was 4. Now I'm 34, so wow.
Bless you, Jackie.
That's you. Thank you.
Broadcast professional, that Jackie Burns.
I'm trying to keep it.
Jackie, what shows did you do at PCLO?
I did the very first incarnation of American in Paris. It was awkward. I was Robbie's part. So that's why he had never been to Pittsburgh. I was, and then I was
those were actually Jackie's pants he was wearing in that video.
It looks better on me. I was in Greece with the legend that is Clay AIKEN, as the oldest Rizzo ever to play.
Big house girl.
It's a big house, though. It's a big house. And then I was in Manu La Mancha, and I also was in Wedding Singer. So.
Wow. And Allie Ewoldt, what did you do for PCLO?
I did West Side Story with our other cast member, Max von Essen, and Joe Serafini came to watch it when he was a small child and was quite influenced, I believe, by our performance.
Yes.
We're taking credit for his
true.
career, right, Joe? We get to take credit for everything you've accomplished.
For sure. Literally. I was so flabbergasted and amazed. I was like, oh my gosh.
And Allison, now you had danced with Robbie before that, right? You guys had done American Paris together?
Yeah, well, we did Broadway together, but I wasn't. Leanne Cope was his amazing leading lady. And so the first time we actually got to do the PA together was in February 2020. So right before COVID. And then the first thing I did back was the same pas de deux with Robbie. So it was like this amazing bookend. COVID never happened. It was just Robbie and me dancing American in Paris.
I will say something that's absolutely crazy is that so we'd never danced this pas de deux together when we were doing it in February. And we were like, okay, let's get into a studio and let's just see what happens. We were like, well, let's just play the music and go for it. Like, we didn't even talk through anything. And everyone's just so different. And so we played the music and we got to the end of the pas de deux and we looked at each other and we were like, that was, okay, see you at the show. It was so crazy how, like, our impetus for movement was just so similar.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's because Allison had done it with me a few years ago.
The first time I did my PA.
But did you play bananagrams while you were dancing? Yes. Was it to Enya and bananagrams?
By the way, Robbie, I just want
so many inside jokes happening right here.
Robbie, I want to give you a nice little plug. Tell us all about your floral company.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the pandemic, was rough on everybody, and I just missed that connection with the audience. And I had taken some flower arranging courses when I was in London, and I just thought, let me arrange some flowers and give them to the healthcare workers at 7 o'clock at Mount Sinai in New York. This one, like, refrigerated trucks were here. It was like just intense. There needed to be some levity. So I made some flowers and brought them to the healthcare workers, and what I did not realize is how similar that would be to performing. You go into a studio and you create, and you bring it to the audience or the recipient, and the look on their faces, and kind of was everything. It's that moment when, like, the curtain goes down and comes up again, and you just get to share in that giving and receiving joy that we all know as performers. And the gigs kept getting canceled and canceled and canceled, and I was just like, I can't sit, and I'm just too restless. So I started Bouquet, and it's, we're a bunch of Broadway performers with an affinity. Hey, NYC.com. We're a bunch of performers who make flowers. So it's an opportunity for people in the acting community, dancing community, singing community, when they don't have a job, and if they know how to make some florals, they can come and be a part of it. And it just kind of takes your mind away, lets you be creative, and gives you a little extra cash,
Jackie wants a job.
Jackie,
come on over. Seriously.
I'm coming to New York first week of January for 5 days. I'll work for.
Done. It's in my basement.
With the bodies.
Clay,
the dead bodies.
Clay, what was your favorite moment of the whole experience of the 75th?
Besides my parts, I don't really know. I think probably having to run from the lightning was exciting. The whole experience, I think I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the truth is, most of us had been stuck in our houses for a year at this point, and truly I had not left mine. I don't even have pants on right now. And so I'm just not used. Being around people being around people was really exciting, and you know, and I think that was the fun part. Allie made a joke about Robbie's bananagrams. You know, he carries around a bag full of letters with him to play games at any time, and just like being around people and that sort of energy was fun. And I know I make this joke about not caring, but I don't want Mark to think I don't care. But the show was great, I think, because all of us on stage were doing it just as much for ourselves as we were for the audience, which, you know, let's be honest, isn't always true. Anybody who says it is lying. But that time we were really just having a great time, and I think that's probably was the best part of the experience. Everybody was just there to have fun, and you know, do what we like to do again for the first time in a while.
I have to tell you, I agree. And one of my favorite moments was when Jackie, when the lightning came and we all had to go in and rehearse, and we kind of ran the show, and Jackie ran Defying Gravity, and Norm Lewis, who by the way sends his love to all of you. He's done this show twice, and he just opened in Chicken and Biscuits, so he's working his tail off. But he sends his love to all of you. But my favorite moment with Jackie was when he was singing. Then he ran out on the rehearsal and threw himself at your feet.
Yes.
And that moment was truly just the fun of it all. I want to show Manu. I know that you're doing Broadway right now and your rehearsals and stuff. But have
you already bootlegged his show too?
Oh yes, I have. Oh yes, I have.
God, help us.
This is to drive a person crazy. Take a look.
Oh my God.
When a person's personality is personable, she should not sit on her butt. It's harder than a matador coercing a bull to try to get you out of your rut. So single and attentive and attractive and chick is anything a person could wish. But turning off a person is the act of a chick who likes to pull the hooks out of fish. Knock, knock, is anybody there? Knock, 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 it really isn't fair. Not fair, not fair. Knock, knock, I'm working on my work. Knock, knock, a zombie's in my
Oh my God, look at you remembering your lyrics.
I have a big one too.
No.
Now I take it those are new Sondheim lyrics, right?
You know what? That's a good point. I think they are. Yeah. I remembered those ones. I remembered those lyrics.
Okay.
My
this
favorite
is the
moment
thing.
at Pittsburgh Civic. Thank you for finding that. You know, we're doing a bunch of we were doing press events, and I feel so fortunate to be in company. I feel fortunate to be working and acting. I mean, I know there are a lot of people who don't have the opportunity right now that I do, and you know, so many of us have struggled for a long time, and I want to recognize that. But one of my favorite moments of Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera is the 75th show was, as you all know, had this thing put together. A cut version of the lyrics from the side-by-side show, not from right there. There I am, looking like I know my lyrics, but don't know that I ever did.
I did know them eventually.
You did.
I got them.
There's sheer terror in that picture.
Yeah, I know. I have to say, every one of these people, all of my colleagues were so generous and kind and supportive, and you all were just amazing to work with. But honestly, that was my favorite moments were on stage with you. But my favorite moment, Patrick, I wonder if this is your favorite moment too, was when we went to the Duquesne Club and sat naked in the hot tub together.
Oh, without a doubt. My favorite
moment.
Oh, by far. And thank you. Good night. Check, please.
Wow. Wait.
Am I 86? Am I
for
canceled?
1 second.
Like, wait a second. Why weren't we invited?
I just want to say that, like, everybody else, most of us, except for Clay, but Clay's an amazing host, so Clay's the host. We're all doing, like, the things that are sort of in our wheelhouse that we've performed a million times, except for Manu, who was learning his, like, terrifying lyrics. But I kind of love that you basically went from that to doing a Sondheim show on Broadway. Like, I kind of feel like you put it out into the universe and manifested that for you, and because you did an amazing job in the show. You did.
Well, I saved Joe. I saved your clip for last, just simply because I love this song and because we have so many fans from the Disney Network.
Please let it be Tiny Tim and Christmas Carol. Please let it be Tiny Tim and Christmas Carol.
By the way, Joe, do you actually play piano or were you acting?
Oh no, I play.
Okay, then
So
here we go.
Joe is talented, Patrick.
That is a talented dude.
Joe Serafini.
Prove it, Joe. Prove it.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb.
Oh, I love that song. You sound
You better
beautiful.
work. Wait, Joe, please tell me, were those the last two people, were those your parents?
No.
I thought the same thing.
Jackie,
I was like,
how old
my
are
God,
you,
you're
honey?
so old.
What? That wasn't him in his house.
No, I mean his parents on the show.
Oh.
No. They are my classmates on the show. They're
Thank
fellow
God, 'cause I
drama
was
club
like,
students.
this is the problem with Hollywood. If those
Right.
young people are there, like, this is why I go
I'm
into
never going to get cast in anything.
Oh my
Jackie,
goodness.
you've been asked to do the remake of the Golden Girls, haven't
That's
you?
literally. It's a job. It's a job.
Mark, I know you have to split fairly soon. Yes.
Yes, I do. But how can I? I'm afraid to leave this group because I don't know what's going to be
God
said
knows what
afterwards.
we'll say once you leave.
Would you like to say anything to all of us who would work for you again in a minute?
So I'm glad. We're planning our next season. We're going to be back, but I want to thank you all for taking a journey. I can't imagine when I called and said, please come work in a football stadium, except for Patrick, who had played football in high school, who was thrilled. But I just can't imagine even walking in that first gate that first day. And I mean, I have to say to all of you and the Steelers and Pittsburgh, thank you. For making a 75th. It's unbelievable. And I hope to see all of you back in Pittsburgh and on our stage. Please be safe. And for everyone out in the audience, come visit all these people, no matter where they're performing. You won't miss it. So thank you all. I'm going to disappear. Bye.
So I want to just ask you guys what you're all doing, what you're all up to. I want you guys to plug. Clay, let's start with you.
What the hell do I have to plug? Besides my hair, literally.
Are you running? Wait, tell me about your political.
Never again. Not in this hot mess
Your
that we're living
political
in.
intentions.
No. Keep me out of that mess. Although I may be back in Pittsburgh before too long. Who knows? I was supposed to do a show for them in 2020. No. 20, and then it got pushed back to 21, and now it may be pushed back to 22. So I don't perform very much anymore, but it seems like the only place I do it is Pittsburgh CLO because I'm there.
Well, guess what? You have.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say it's Drowsy Chaperone or announce it, but so I won't. But
That's perfect. That's so perfect.
So by the way, one of the nice things about have you all kind of gathered here, is that now I get to put the real pressure and say, will you come work for me?
Yes.
Give us a call. Are you kidding? Especially if there's a naked hot tub involved.
Because I would love to have you guys. Oh yeah, well that's part of the contract. Don't worry, it's there.
I love how Robbie is sitting down there like a shy little schoolgirl, so embarrassed, like he would never.
Jackie, what do you have going on?
What?
What do you have going on? What would you like to plug? What would you like to talk about?
Oh, my new starring role in Golden Girls reboot.
Yeah, that's the one.
Streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'll be playing Stan Zbornak.
Hey, what about your song though, Jackie? Don't you have a song release coming out?
Oh my God!
Amazing.
Thanks, guys. I had a original song that I wrote during the height of the pandemic when I was very sad and depressed. That I wrote that got released today.
Yes,
we saw it on Instagram.
We've all seen it already.
Thanks, guys. That's so nice. Thanks. So yeah, that and my Golden Girls reboot.
Where do we find the song though, Jack?
Well, I saw it on Instagram. It was real good. The music video and everything.
Yeah, you can do it on my Instagram, which is Jackie Burns NYC at Jackie Burns NYC. That's it. And then, or I am so old, or like iTunes, or
she also has them on A-Track.
And if you write me, I'll send you an 8-track.
Joe, an 8-track is a form of like a compact disc or an MP3 from before.
Yes, that is definitely not my handle down there, but it's Jackie Burns NYC. Like NYC.
Can't you see why the show was so successful? Do you ever have this much fun in the group?
I'm so dead right now.
Okay. Allie, tell us what you're going to plug. Tell us about your show.
Hi, everyone. Well, I'm currently in Hawaii, but that's not what this is vacation. No, I'm going to do a new musical called Gold Mountain that I've been working on for a while by my wonderful friend Jason Ma, and we're going to be part of the Utah Shakespeare Festival, November 4th to the 20th. That's the last reading that we did in Utah. So it's going to be exciting. It's about the Chinese American workers, or mostly Chinese immigrant workers, who came to build the Central Pacific Railroad. So it's light and fun, but it has beautiful music and it's a really, really wonderful story.
When do you open? When do you open, Ellen?
November 4th. So I come home from Hawaii on Wednesday and I leave on Thursday and jump right into rehearsal.
Excellent.
Why not?
Excellent.
Wow.
And Joe, what do you got going on?
Oh, I'm just living the dream, Patrick. I'm sitting pretty, I'm just
in Los Angeles, on a soundstage, all that good stuff, right?
Oh yeah, all that good stuff. But no, they'll start shooting season 3 of HSM TMTS hopefully soon. I think they're still figuring some stuff out, but yeah, we have that to look forward to.
That's great. Allison?
I'm currently in Houston right now. I'm working with the Houston Grand Opera doing Rob Ashford's Carmen. So I'm one of the dancers in the production, and I'm here for a whole nother month. We open on October 22nd. It's a gorgeous production. And I mean, being in a room full of incredible singers has been such an amazing joy every day. And the group of dancers is wonderful. And yeah, I've been having a great time. So if anyone is in Houston, which is very cute, I've never been to Houston. I'm having a great time here. So.
Excellent. And Mr. Fairchild, yourself, besides your incredible floral company.
I am working with Twyla Tharp. She just turned 80 years old, and so she's having a celebration at New York City Center for a week, and different padas, and the one that I'm doing is one that she made. I'm dancing with Sarah Mearns, who's principal dancer at New York City Ballet. She's beautiful. And this pas de deux was originally made back in the 80s on Twyla herself and Baryshnikov. And it's the first time it's being done in New York City ever. And the fun thing about it is that Sarah's doing Baryshnikov and I'm playing Twyla.
That's so cool.
And to try and emulate them, for Sarah to be Misha and then for me to just study the tape. She goes, "You're not dancing you're playing the part. You're me." So I'm trying to really just imitate her. And it's so fun. It's so fun.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Robbie will also be playing Blanche in our Golden Girls remake.
Yes.
Manu, I have one question. Has Sondheim come to rehearsal yet?
He hasn't, not yet. We really only started last Thursday. So we had Thursday and Friday, and then today was our first day of rehearsal. So I'm hoping that he'll come soon enough. Yeah, he'll show up.
He did this show. He'll definitely come to rehearsal.
And similarly to Robbie's new project, ours is the gender-swapped version of Company, where Katrina Lenk is playing Bobby, Patti LuPone is in it, and it's being directed by Marianne Elliott, who's just fantastic. I mean, she's just an incredible soul, talent, leader. She's really wonderful. I hope people can come and see it. I think it's going to be a very special show.
We're all gonna come see you, dummy.
Oh, good.
I'm definitely coming.
I have tickets January the 6th.
Okay, great. Well, please text me offline, guys. Let's go out for a drink or something afterwards. I miss you all
And a naked hot
terribly.
tub.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, Pat. Sorry. It was
It's okay. I just want you to know I got a text from my board that I'm fired.
But you know what? They just texted me that I'm hired. Diversity.
I can't thank all of you so much for doing this. I know you guys are incredibly busy. You guys are extraordinary talents. It was an honor for me to have come out of hiding, to get to perform together, to be on the stage with all of you guys. And you're just all so great. It's just so wonderful to see and watch talent and people in the theater, and you guys are all terrific. Thank you so much for being a part of Studio Ten. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick. Great to see you all. And
Be well. We will see each other again soon.
Yes.
Thanks,
Robbie was out.
Oh man, what a show! They're an extraordinary bunch, and as I said, I got the honor to share the stage with all of them, and thank you, Mark Fleischer, for inviting me, and Van Kaplan. It was an extraordinary time. I want to talk about spend the next few minutes and talk about. We had a tragic loss at Studio Ten. We lost our advancement director, development director, marketing director, Mr. William Geis. He lost his battle with cancer after only 5 months. And to say that William wasn't more than 75% of the responsibility that we are still here would be an understatement. He was a remarkable man and became a very close friend in a very short amount of time. I've only been here with Studio Ten for 1.5 years. And I wanted to end the show tonight with a tribute to him and just what he is and was, and tell him that we all miss him and love him. So I'm going to read a portion of a letter, email that I sent to our board and I sent in honor of William. So it goes like this. Last night, after I received the news that I had lost my friend, I started scrolling and reading the texts from William Geis that I had kept on my phone for the last several months. A few weeks ago, he sent me a text that read, September 4th, 5:02 p.m., he said, I have a surprise for you that's going to make you cry. It'll be a couple more days before I can show it, though. And I said, why? I want to cry right now. We miss you. And Norm Lewis sends his love. William then said, it's just one of the sweetest things I've ever seen from my kids, but we can't reveal it yet. Tell Norm thanks, and I wish I could see him. On September 5th at 3:57 p.m., William said, there's how much they love me. This photograph shows Arden, Aubrey, and Abram Geis, William's children, had gotten a tattoo in William's own handwriting, and the 3 words that he had taught them their whole life. Gracious, showing divine grace. Forthright, direct and outspoken, straightforward and honest. Magnanimous, very generous for forgiving, especially toward a rival or someone less powerful than oneself. Each word saying so much about my friend, what he stood for, what he wanted his children to understand and keep with them their entire lives, what he wants all of us to understand. And those are just 3 words from a man who had a vocabulary that was limitless. Everything he said taught me so much. I will miss you, William Geis, more than you will ever know. We love you at Studio Ten. to bring on our incredible producer. He's been here for the entire time. He's also our development director at Studio Tenn because he is also a preacher and a pastor. So come on with Mr. William, guys. Yeah, come on over here. I'm going to sit here for a minute because I want you to ask Mandy a question.
Okay.
Well, Mandy,
How are you? I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So I got taken out of church a number of times by my mother, my grandmother. Did you ever have that experience?
Oh, yeah. Out in the parking lot. I think the Statesman had come to play, and I was running up and down the aisles and climbing under the benches. And so Mom took me out and gave me an attitude adjustment.
Yeah. Did you ever have to get your own switch? Because that was part of my experience.
Yes. And then, I tried to climb a tree, and my grandmother whipped my feet. That's part of growing up in the South. It's just, part of it.
Yeah. Probably my worst one of those experiences. And I grew up in a church. I actually come from 4 generations of pastors. So I grew up in a church that my great-grandfather had started in North Louisiana. And I was about 5, and I'm actually sitting in the lap of this. It was actually this family friend lived down the street. He babysat me a lot of the time. And right during the invitation, the altar call, I decided that would be a good time to let a little gas go right there in the middle of those proceedings. And I thought it was really funny that when I did it, besides the fact that I did it, when everybody kind of cut their eyes and looked, I turned around and looked at the guy like he had done it. And I thought that was pretty smooth, but my mother did not think it was pretty smooth. And so I ended up getting a good talking to after it was over. But yeah, church stories are great, especially if you're a PK or pastor's kid from the South. You get a lot of them. So thank you for being here. This has been so awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's great.